What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Joe B, aka your big brother Chicago Rilla the Trucker. We are back with another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for tuning back in with your boy. Hey man, I appreciate everybody that's been tuning in, tapping in with our content lately. I mean, we've been having some funny videos, our reels, our shorts. They've been going crazy, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with your boy and showing love, commenting and subscribing. I appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel, definitely tap in with your boy, Chicago Rilla the Trucker, man. YouTube channel, man. Tap in with your boy. Like, share, and subscribe. We definitely got some more heat for you coming all year long into next year and the year beyond, man. Let's go. Let's get into it. But without further ado, I wanted to come to you guys today and really just chop it up. Just chop it up because I got posed a question from one of my followers that has been following my little movement since 2018. That's when I first got into trucking. That's when I first got into trucking in 2018. I started my journey at Prime Inc. And shout out to Trucker Brown, man. Shout out to Trucker Brown, man, the big bro, because honestly, like, when I saw his video, right? When I saw Trucker Brown video that he dropped, and he was, I don't know if he was leaving his truck or leaving the yard or wherever he was at the time, but he was in the truck and he was, pretty much leaving, and he was saying, yo, like, if you tired of living a dead end life, if you tired of being in a career where you're not valued, you come from the hood, you come from poverty, you come from, low income situations, get in the trucking. Get in the trucking. Call the recruiter. Call the recruiter. I remember those words like it was yesterday. It's in the back of my head right now. Call the recruiter. And Trucker Brown, you may or may not see this video, but if you do see this video, man, I want to say thank you. I gotta show gratitude to Trucker Brown because, man, like, I ain't gonna lie, a kid from Chicago, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Chicago. I went off to college. I felt like, what I'm saying, I accomplished a big thing. You know what I'm saying? Going off to college, getting my bachelor's degree, got my bachelor's degree in business management. And I started working in corporate America because, just like anybody else, you think that that's the right thing to do. We're going to be in corporate America, for the next 20, 25, 30 years. You retire at 65. And that's pretty much, the end all be all. But when I saw Trucker Brown video, man, in particular, it made me take a step back. I ain't gonna lie. It made me take a step back and really evaluate where I was in my life and what I wanted out of my life. And at that time, what I'm saying, I was just having a son, again in corporate, just got married and everything. And I'm like, man, what's next? I felt that feeling of just stagnation when I was in corporate. Like, I was working a good job with a great corporate company, Fortune 500 company, but I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. I wasn't satisfied with my journey. I wasn't satisfied with what I was doing every day. Everything was repetitive every single day. Did you send this email? Did you send that email? Like, I was like, man, like, the micromanagement was crazy. And then when it got time for me to do my performance review with this particular company, on top of me like helping train individuals that's way more qualified in their role than I was, but whole time I'm training these guys. Like, and I'm like, yo, like, you would think, I'm like, yo, when it come up performance review, I'm trying to, negotiate a pay increase, a salary increase, what I'm saying, to take care of my family, my son. Like, man, them folks was like, oh yeah, yeah, we appreciate all you do and blah blah blah. We're gonna give you this, 3% raise, and you just dilly on down. And I'm just like, for real though? I ain't no mathematician, but I had to go back and I had to do my calculations. I had to pull my phone out like, 3%, like, that ain't no real increase. Like, that's gonna get eaten up in taxes. Like, And I was like, man, I was at a dead end. And Trucker Brown came through with this video that I stumbled across on YouTube, and he was like, call the recruiter. Get into trucking. Trucking is gonna give you this world of self-sufficientness that you need, of discipline that you need, something that's going to take you outside of your comfort zone. Trucking took me outside of my comfort zone. I don't care what nobody say. Trucking took me out of my comfort zone, man. No lie. Like operating a whole 74-foot trucking trailer, man, through New York City, New Jersey, some of the tightest areas that you can ever be in, backing into certain situations. Like, yo, you got to be a skilled person to do this. But again, if it wasn't for me stumbling across that video from Trucker Brown, man, I don't know where I would be. I would probably be miserable right now. But whole time, I'm so grateful for that video, because trucking elevated my life, and not just in the sense of just money standpoint. Trucking elevated my life because it allowed me to, first off, be able to travel all around the country. Me being a kid from Chicago, I've been to 48 out of the 50 states outside of what's that, Alaska and Hawaii. Outside of Alaska and Hawaii, I have traveled to every single state. I have slept in every single state overnight, whether I was in my truck, at the truck stop, wherever. I've hit every single state. As a kid coming up, I was like, man, like I've seen all these places. I've seen these poster card locations, and I'm like, yo, I want to go there when I grow up. Like when I be an adult, I want to travel there. Not knowing the whole time, like my whole career would change, and I would be a truck driver, actually traveling to all these different places and seeing it, witnessing it, meeting new people, meeting these shippers and receivers, meeting these people in the communities that are super happy that you bringing products in for them to, sustain their lifestyle. A lot of these people, when you're a trucker, you moving a lot of cultural material. So you helping the farmers, you helping the grocery stores, you helping these mom and pop locations thrive. Even in the midst of turmoil right now in this country, truck drivers in particular, you are keeping the country moving. Don't let nobody tell you different. You are keeping the country moving. Every mile by mile, you are keeping the country moving. Take pride in that. Take pride in that, man. I took pride in being a truck driver. I took pride in getting up, getting myself together, doing my pre-trip on my truck, getting on that road, knocking it out, shutting it down, doing my post-trip. Man, that was a daily routine for me. And coming from the environment that I came from, I needed that structure. I needed that stability. Trucking took my life to a next level, man. And even my fellow trucking buddies and whatnot, like they still in it. They still in it going hard. They still in it enjoying it, because when you on that road, it's just you, that road, and God and your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Unless you got your family with you on the road, that's a blessing too. But whole time it's just you in that open road, man, and that scenery that you're gonna see. Yeah, a lot of it is just riding the country terrain and whatnot. But a lot of it, when you pop into that big city, when you'd have been driving all night for 8, 9, 10 hours, whole time you about to pull up in Cincinnati. Cincinnati be lit up at night. You know what I'm saying? Downtown is immaculate. You pull up in Portland, Oregon. You pull up in LA. You pull up in New York, Chicago. You pull up in Daytona Beach, Florida, Houston, Texas. All these different places, man, you pull up to, man, and it is amazing, because one thing about it, one thing for sure, you ain't never been there before. To the average kid coming out of the ghetto, you ain't never been there before. You ain't never seen this place before. You heard about it. You may have heard about it in school. You know what I'm saying? Your favorite sports team might be from there. But whole time you are in this city now because you are a product of greatness, because you chose the path of getting your CDL, stepping into a professional role, and doing your job to the best of your ability and doing it safely, delivering these loads where they need to go at any time that they need to be there. I salute you, because it's such an amazing feeling when you pulling up to these DCs, you pulling up to these meat houses and slaughterhouses and meat factories, chicken factories, you know what I'm saying? Uh Candy, frozen good factories. Like, you pulling up to these locations and you keeping America moving. You moving loads from here to there. And I spoke about this on our main podcast platform. Shout out to King Minded Podcast. If you haven't already, man, tap in with us, like, share, and subscribe. King Minded Podcast, tap in with us. Well, we spoke about this on our last episode right on there. And you just a kid from the ghetto and you ain't never been nowhere. You trying to figure out where it is that you want to go in life. You never been nowhere. And the streets is calling. The streets is tempting you to get into it. Maybe you've already dibbed and dabbled in it and whatnot and got arrested or some petty or whatever the case may be. My goal in life right now is to encourage you to go out here and to better yourself. And my advice to you, being a person that went off to college and been into trucking, I would say get into trucking. Get into commercial driving, man. Get into something that's going to be lucrative for you, something that's going to generate you a good amount of money every single week. I don't know about you. Working in corporate, I was only making like 1,200 every 2 weeks when I first got into it. Like, when I first got my feet wet into corporate, like, but with a family, like, that's not sustainable at all in any economy. Like, trucking elevated that at least times two. Like, I was making double what I made doing trucking than I was when I was in corporate. I didn't have nobody over my shoulder. I ain't had nobody calling my phone every single hour asking where this is, where that is. Did you send that email? Blah, blah, blah. It wasn't none of that. My dispatcher, hey, you got this load coming in. You need to be at your O1 at this time to pick up, and you need to be at this time at your 90 dropping it off. Period. That's all I knew. 01s and 90s. You know what I'm saying? Get your 34-hour reset, you know what I'm saying, to get your mind right. Go take you a vacation wherever you want to go. And that's the beauty of trucking. Like, you run so hard, you may run like 3-4 weeks at a time, right? Yo, you can be like, hey, dispatcher, please, man. Hey, I'm ready to cool off. I'm ready to relax. Yo, route me to Miami for my 34-hour reset. What? You about to send me to Miami for 34 and a half hours? Say less. Boy, I done got to Miami, boy. I'm down there. I'm down there with the Colombians and and the Cubans down there eating that good Cuban food, that Haitian food down there, like, enjoying my time. Enjoying it. When you get into trucking, enjoy it, man. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. If you don't have a family, like, get out there and enjoy it. Create your own happiness in trucking, man. That's what I tell anybody. Create your own happiness. You gotta find you a hobby, you gotta find you something to do. Because Trucker Brownie would say it's only so much music you can listen to. You got to get out here and find something to do. You can get out here and fly drones. You can go out here and do a book club. You sitting on mountains, or, you know what I'm saying, in different rest areas. You learning about history. You vlogging it. Like, it's a bunch of different avenues you can take as far as a hobby in trucking. Shoot, I know one of my followers, man. He go around every city that he stop in. He barbecuing in every city. Like, He pulling up to the truck stop with his little portable grill, and he about specialized meats from that area. You know what I'm saying? You might want a tomahawk from Texas. He down there, he grilling in the truck stop parking lot with his tomahawk steak and potatoes, and he just vlog it and eating off of that. Like when you get into trucking, it's an avenue for different streams of income, ladies and gentlemen. Like that's all I'm saying. It's different streams of income once you get into trucking because guess what? You gonna have the freedom to do that. You gonna have the freedom to do that. Like it's only so much driving that you gonna do in a day. You're gonna drive a good smooth 11 hours at the most. And if you managing your time correctly, you shouldn't even be driving 11 hours straight. You shouldn't even be doing that, man. Manage your time. That's how you gonna make bread in trucking. Manage your time. I learned that from Trucker Brown. And I learned like all of that from Trucker Brown. I learned that from LaShawn Parks. I learned that from Guilty 718. Like all these heavy hitters in the game, man. I done learned it from, man. You know what I'm saying? These guys out here, man, they showed me how to do my thing. I ain't gonna lie. When trucking was popping for real. Like during my range of being OTR, man, from 2018 to 2020, it was jumping, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like the economy was booming at that time, right before the pandemic really kicked in. Like, yo, trucking was booming, man. Straight up. But now, things has changed. We got inflation going on in the economy. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same right now. Times is hard. Times is hard. But at the same time, I'm telling you, if you are a kid in the ghetto, or you a kid or somebody that's just trying to figure it out, man, look into getting your commercial driver's license, man. Whether you a dump truck driver, whether you you know what I'm saying, a Greyhound bus driver, they need drivers. Greyhound. Shoot, I used to ride the Greyhound all the time as a shorty. For that $70, you can go from Chicago to the M to Memphis or something, you know what I'm saying? Or Chicago to Atlanta for like $74 round trip. You know what I'm saying? They need drivers, man. And that's what I'm pushing. Life after trucking for me it has been great. And I ain't even done with trucking. I just took a break from it because trucking is it's a very strenuous career path as well, especially when you got a family, you got kids. Sometimes you got to make that sacrifice to get back home and reestablish and capitalize on that time that you miss out here on the road. People don't talk about that. You miss a lot of time when you are on that road away from your family. And to most, that can break your family down. Most families can't handle that. When the person that's allotted to be the breadwinner or the person that's supposed to be the head of the household is taking a career path in trucking, like that's very hard. That's a hard blow to a family that is used to you being around. But what I will say, if you have a solid support system, you can get through it. You can get through it. You can get through it. You can fight through it and have a system in place. I would tell anybody, have a system in place. If you're gonna get into trucking, have a system in place with your family, have a financial system in place, have your daycare situation together. You know what I'm saying? Or if you got family members that can help out with watching your kids or somebody trustworthy, have that system in place. Whatever as a truck driver and as a man of a situation, you have to provide as much comfort for your counterpart, whether you female or male, whatever your situation is. If you provide comfort for that person, even though you are away, they still able to do what they need to do until you come home. You have to establish that. You have to straight up. If you want longevity in your situation, that's what you have to do. That's something that I had to learn earlier on in the game. Like, man, like, cause it was a lot. When you first get in the trucking, all you thinking about is the bread. You thinking about the money. Whole time you seeing $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 checks in one week. You get a 2 stop, 3 stop load, man. Them your money makers. You like, whoa. And don't go off the trucking school and become a trainer. Oh my goodness. Don't do that. You go off the trucking school and get your own truck and end up being a trainer, man, you done broke the bank. You done broke the bank. So what I'm telling you is today on this episode, man, think about it. If you thinking about trucking, if you've had any inclination to even wonder about it, do it. Do it. Apply yourself to supply your wealth, man. Straight up. Apply yourself to supply your wealth. That is what trucking is gonna do for you, for sure. And guess what? Trucking gonna always be there. I don't care what type of AI technology they try to throw in the game. Guess what? You still need somebody in that truck operating that joint. You need somebody in there that's gonna safely get that load where it needs to be, get it into those tight dock situations. I don't care what type of computer, GPS, whatever type situation, man. You can't stop something that was built on the American people, man. The backs of the American people, man. Our truckers back in the day, and salute every single, driver that was coming up back in the old days. And I used to love hearing them stories on the CB radio when I'm driving down the road. Like, man, them drivers, man, they used to have 2, 3 log books, man. They was running heavy. Ain't nothing you can do to stop them. You dig? Like, they was going high, man. But they built the foundation of what trucking is today, man. And now, it's more regulated now, of course. But whole time, like, trucking is still gonna be trucking, whether you in the automatic or you in the 18 speed or 10 speed, whatever the case may be, you still a trucker. Whether you a male or a female, you still a trucker. You still back in that same length truck and trailer into them tightest docks, the tightest situations on earth that the average person couldn't even fathom. You dig? So take pride in that, man. That's all I'm saying. But it's your boy, Chicago Rilla the Trucker, man. Like, share, and subscribe to the movement, man. Trucking has been treating me good. I ain't gonna lie. I took a temporary break from it, but guess what? I'm never detached from trucking. Never detached from trucking. You can never leave. Once you get in, you can't get out, man. I don't care how long your break is. You gonna come back. Because this is an accomplishment. This is something to take pride in. You got a whole CDL license out here, man. Take pride in that. That ain't easy. You did. Straight up, man. But until we meet again, it's your boy, Chicago Rilla the Trucker, man. Tap in with all our content on our channel. Like, share, subscribe. Share it out to a friend of 10. Share it out to anybody that's looking to get in any type of trade job, man. Shoot them over. Hey, say, man, Chicago Rilla, man, he was dropping some real gems on that video, man. Tap in with your boy for sure. You did. But, man, until we meet again, man, you guys be safe out here. Be safe out here. My truck drivers, keep it in between the mayonnaise and the mustard. Until we meet again, man, y'all be easy. Peace.